Is it just me, or have you ever wondered what animals would be like if they were people? Think about it, some of them already have the attitude, the skills, and let's be honest, the drama. Remember how dumb Rocksteady and Bebop were in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? No matter how annoying they were, I kinda missed them when they weren't around. So, what if real-life animals had jobs? Let's find out. Rocksteady and Bebop were dumb, but they made things interesting. Now imagine if real animals had jobs. Lions as CEOs, kangaroos in the MMA, and crocodiles running the Mafia. Some of these are spot on. Others? Absolute chaos. Let's get into it. First up, the lion. You already know he's the boss. Walks into a room, everyone notices, talks, people listen. But let's be real, he doesn't actually do much. The lioness does all the hunting while he just exists. Kind of like those CEOs who show up once a month for a motivational speech and then disappear. But hey, the mane? Immaculate. The confidence? Through the roof. 10 out of 10 power move. Can you imagine the board meetings though? All those lions trying to one-up each other with their roars? Talk about a power struggle. You ever met that one kid in school who finished the race before you even started? That's the cheetah, built for speed but zero stamina. A professional sprinter for sure, but don't ask them to run a marathon. They'll be passed out at the halfway point. Probably needs a whole team of sloths to give them a massage afterwards. Now that's a job I wouldn't want. If any animal was running an underground empire, it's the crocodile. Just lurking in the water, waiting. You think you're safe, then bam! He snatches you up. This guy is the definition of silent but deadly. If he were human, he'd be sitting in a dark room, smoking a cigar, whispering, "You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding." Now, imagine if the ostrich and camel were women, legs for days, strutting like they own the runway. And those eyelashes? Ostriches out here serving drama and camels? Sultry, mysterious eyes that could hypnotize you. They're the type of models who refuse to drink tap water and only travel first class. You ever see a kangaroo throw hands? This dude will fight you just because it's Tuesday. Muscular, confident, and always ready to square up. If he were human, he'd be an MMA fighter walking into the ring like, "Let's make this quick. I got things to do." Probably got to rush home and wrangle the kids. Can you imagine a kangaroo daycare? Absolute chaos. You ever seen someone so focused, so disciplined, that they make you feel lazy just by existing? That's the tiger. This guy would be a martial arts instructor, standing there in a crisp gi, arms folded, silently judging your entire existence. You'd try to impress him with a kick and he'd just shake his head and say, "Do it again, slower, better." Meanwhile, he's out here breaking bricks with his bare hands. If the honey badger is the guy who somehow never gets fired, the Wolverine is the guy who doesn't even need a job. He's a bounty hunter, travelling alone, looking for his next big payout, scarred, battle-worn, and probably growling under his breath. If you're in trouble, he's the guy you want on your side. But good luck getting him to answer the phone. You ever worked with someone who absolutely should have been fired 10 times, but they're still there? That's the honey badger. This little menace is fearless, reckless, and does not care. Got bit by a cobra, keeps going, stole food from a lion, still here. This guy would be in the office starting fights with upper management, but somehow they'd respect him for it, probably because they're too scared to fire him. Imagine the HR department trying to write him up. Mr. Badger, about that incident with the copy machine. Now the Hippo. Oh, she's a quiet girl at first, minding her business, chilling in the water, but push her the wrong way, game over. This lady is the most dangerous in the office. She won't argue, won't yell, but cross the line and suddenly she's flipping tables, wrecking careers and taking no prisoners. If she had a job, she'd be head of security, because no one wants to mess with her. If there's one guy who gets the job done, it's the Rhino. No small talk, no distractions, just straight up hard work. Need a wall knocked down? Boom! Problem solved. He's the guy on the construction site that works twice as hard as everyone else, but don't expect much conversation. Unless you're talking blueprints or bulldozers, he's got no time for chit-chat. You know that one guy at the gym who's built like a tank, lifts more than anyone else and somehow never breaks a sweat? That's the Silverback gorilla. If he had a job, he'd own the gym, standing at the entrance like, you don't need a membership, you need discipline. He's the reason the squat racks are always taken. And hey, if you're loving these wild job descriptions, you might want to check out If Animals Were People, a hilarious colouring adventure in the animal workforce. It's filled with even more hilarious animal professions, fun facts and some surprises. Grab your copy now and keep imagining a world where the animal kingdom runs the workforce. Now, the sloth? Oh, he's not rushing for anything. Imagine going to his coffee shop. Can I get a latte? Sloth? Yeah. Give me a minute. He moves slow, but he makes the best drinks in town. People keep coming back because the vibes are immaculate. You ever seen a meerkat? They pop up out of nowhere, always looking around, ears twitching like they just heard gossip. If they had a job, they'd be investigative journalists, always in everyone's business, always the first to break the news. Sources say, "We got drama in the savannah." Now, the giraffe? Oh, they see everything. If they had a job, they'd be that professor who catches everyone cheating, or an art curator standing in a gallery, analysing brushstrokes like, this piece really speaks to the existential crisis of modern humanity. They don't talk much, but when they do, it's always something deep. The zebra. You think this guy's going to settle for boring clothes? Absolutely not. Every day is a runway show. Stripes on stripes on stripes. If zebras were people, they'd be fashion designers, creating outfits that are bold, daring, and completely original. Except, let's be honest, every design would just be black and white. Maybe with a splash of colour if they're feeling really wild. Can you imagine a zebra trying to pick out an outfit in the morning? Stripes or stripes? The Mandrill doesn't just enter a room, he bursts in, full of energy, colourful, loud and impossible to ignore. If he had a job, he'd be a motivational speaker, hyping people up like, "You gotta manifest greatness." He's got the flashy suit, the intense hand gestures, and the audience clapping for no reason. And the hyena. The loudest, most chaotic employee in the building, talks non-stop, laughs at their own jokes, and somehow always gets away with stuff. If animals had HR departments, hyenas would be on probation every week. But you know what? Work would be boring without them. And last, but definitely not least, the octopus. You think you're smart? Think again. This guy is the mastermind criminal, the one who's always 5 steps ahead. If he had a job, he'd be running an underground network of spies, breaking into bank vaults, or escaping from a high-security prison, just because he can. No doors? No problem. He's already out. No witnesses? Good luck catching him. So there you have it. If animals had jobs, the workplace would be a complete mess. Which animal do you think fits their job perfectly? Let me know, and if you want more, check out my other wildlife videos, because trust me, the animal kingdom never disappoints.